Greetings. We continue today with part 2 of the first of the 7 bold judgments. We resume today with Revelation 6:10, where it says, "And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? And white robes were given unto every one of them. And it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled." We notice here in Revelation 16:1 and 2, first of all, the iniquity of the earth is full. It is a long-standing Bible principle which has been documented in the scriptures. God allows the unbelievers to steep to the full in their iniquities. To Abraham, God promised in Genesis 15:16 that his seed would be in Egypt 4 generations before he would bring them out of Egypt and into the promised land. It says, "But in the 4th generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full." That is, God was to do 2 things at the same time, both in nature and in purpose. While blessing Israel with the gift of the land of Canaan, he would be at the same time executing judgment through them upon these unbelieving peoples, the Amorites and the other residents of the land of Canaan. 3 times this premise is stated in Romans 1 with this expression: God gave them up, or God gave them over. And in doing so, it notes that the entire human being is involved. Romans 1:24 states that God gave them up to uncleanness of bodily actions concerning the body. Romans 1:26 states that God gave them up to the vileness of bodily affections concerning the spirit. Romans 1:28 states that God gave them over to a reprobate mind concerning the mind. During this 7-year period prophesied by Daniel and further stated in Revelation, the final epitome of this premise is realized. The gospel is preached, and some believe it and are saved, but the majority of the world's population remains unbelieving toward it. The contention between the 2 sides becomes both decisive and divisive. Everyone is sealed with a mark, either for God, as noted in Revelation 7:3, or for the beast, as noted in Revelation 13:16 and 17. Those who refuse to receive the mark of the beast and the number of his name are martyred, except in the group which God has promised to preserve through this period. Then God determines the day when all the earth is firmly settled into one camp or the other. Like the execution of the plagues in ancient Egypt, God brings judgment upon his enemies while protecting his own. Without further delay, as noted in Revelation 10:6, the time has come for God to destroy them which destroy the earth, Revelation 11:18, by thrusting in thy sharp sickle and gathering the cluster of the vine of the earth, as chapter 14, verse 18 said, "For her grapes are fully ripe." Then we look at the wrath of God begins to be measured out in verses 1 and 2. We have considered the preparation of these 7 messengers in Revelation 15. Now we're considering the dispatching of these 7 messengers in Revelation 16. The specific identity of the great voice of Revelation 16:1 is not revealed to us. Some argue for God the Father, some for Jesus, some for the archangel. In light of Deuteronomy 29:29, the identity of the instructor is not as important here as the instruction, which is what God is stressing in this passage. The specific instruction is, go your ways and pour out the vials, these shallow bowls of the wrath of God upon the earth. This instruction applies to all 7 messengers. That is, all 7 messengers are commissioned at the same time. The instruction is compound, that is twofold. You go forth and you pour out. The 7 vials of the wrath, the adjective 7 is in the Greek text. These specific instructions are obeyed explicitly by these messengers, as we will see.